This setup is what I consider to be the most versatile, simple, and straightforward setup. It actually comes with everything you need to get connected, except for a microphone, and I think this setup works very well. This is Creative Labs Sound Blaster Recon 3D. When this is on, you get the good stuff. Instead of Dolby headphone, it uses THX processing for virtual surround. I think it sounds slightly more natural than Dolby headphone. Other people think that you don't get as good of a surround image, but it's actually tweakable when you connect it to a computer. This acts as an external sound card, so you can tweak the settings to kind of fit your preferences. Astro and Turtle Beach devices don't give you that much control. That was one of 3 reasons why this was my favorite for a long time. If you're using it with a console, that comes with this adapter that plugs into the front of this for headphone and microphone, and extends out with a nice flat cable, which doesn't tangle very easily. Here, it switches between modes. So here we have it in the Xbox mode. This part here with the controller, you're going to take a little 3.5mm plug cable and plug it into here, which runs between this part and your controller to send chat audio into the regular ports. Kind of neat, huh? You just plug your microphone in there and your headphones in there, and then you're all set to go with the 360. For something like a PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4, the USB acts as power, but also as a USB microphone. So you don't even need this webby mess of wires to try to integrate your controller in and get chat audio working. No, you just send the chat audio right through here and then connect to a microphone there or there. Ta-da! The Recon 3D is a really convenient choice for all consoles, but it's also good with PC and Mac. It has native driver support for Windows and Macintosh, so no matter what system you use, this is going to work. However, if you're only going to be playing on PC or Mac, the similar but more slightly better option is the Sound Blaster Omni. This little guy here. There's some neat stuff to show off about it. As you can see, right to left, there is a headphone output. You can connect an external mic here, but it has 2 little mics built in for beamforming and trying to isolate background noise, which kind of works. A line in for your phone or something. Now, on the back, you have RCA outs for front speakers, or with this included adapter, just a regular headphone jack. This comes with the Sound Blaster. That's so you have a line out to connect to another amp. There's also 3.5mm analog outputs for rear stereo and the center and subwoofer. So you can have a 5.1 speaker setup with computer speakers around you if you actually have space for that. The Omni lets you do that. But what sets it apart from the Recon is it also has an optical output. So if you want, you can connect this guy just as a processor for the virtual surround sound to an, oh my gosh, upgraded external DAC Elite feature. Now this has a DAC in it, of course. So does the Recon 3D USB, and so does the DSS and the very common mix amp. Some people want to get like a $300 DAC or something because it has sharper stuff. So if you want future upgradability and you only game on a PC, this might be a great place to start. It's decent stock, yet you can outperform internal PC sound cards when you add an external amp and then an external DAC, digital to analog converter. So again, you get your processing surround for headphones in this. Use the optical out to connect a DAC, and then you can connect the DAC to a dedicated amplifier. Now, let me show you the control panel software. Very, very similar for the Omni and the SPX Recon 3D. You can actually set how much surround you want to have. I feel like the more it's turned up, the more the rear directions actually sound behind me. Other people prefer, oh, come on, Java, leave me alone, every time. It pretty much, for me, represents what you see in this picture. The more you turn it up, the better the back becomes. But some people prefer it right at default 67%. That's where it was on the first time you turn it on. This is more centralized, I guess. I like Dialogue Plus because, for me, that emphasizes the mids, and sometimes it's harder to hear people right over the sound of other crap, but mostly you just care about the surround. On the Recon 3D, there's one more bar right there that you can select and tell it to export your settings. So that way it saves when you use it with a console. But while you're on a PC, you can edit it on the fly. And obviously this one, you can edit on the fly. Switch it off if you don't want it to be in gaming mode. And you can switch it right back into music mode. It has a pretty good DAC and amplifier built in. Should sound better than your built-in motherboard audio. Even if you have like a $300 Asus ROG motherboard, they just quite simply don't specialize in audio chips as much as even this guy does. And of course, as I pointed out, this is upgradable. So there's a lot to recommend this. Crystal Voice. I usually turn off this stuff. It's extra stuff. Crystal Voice, I do use this sometimes for just the mic volume and focus. Oftentimes I get a little extra echo when I turn on these things. Thanks to everybody for watching. Creative does like to cram a lot of features into these guys, so it does take a little bit longer to review. But that's one of the 3 things I like about them. Lots of features. The setup was pretty streamlined, and I could tweak it to make it more personal. Next up, I'm going to be reviewing a discontinued mix amp device. One of the best wireless options out there if you want surround. But, you're just going to have to wait a week. Thank you. Bye-bye.